Did you know that each of you has a magical remedy for over 12 health issues that almost every elderly person faces? More than 70% of people use baking soda solely in the kitchen and are completely unaware of the powerful healing properties it holds. At first glance, it seems like just a white powder for baking. However, experts believe it can serve as a true shield for your health, addressing everything from joint pain to inflammation. How many times have you spotted a jar of baking soda in your pantry and thought, "Only for baking?" But what if it could actually come to the rescue during those moments of heartburn, a sore throat, or a bladder infection? What if one simple teaspoon could help with 12 common issues without the need for pills, prescriptions, or side effects? In this video, you'll learn how to use baking soda for heartburn, joint pain, gout, skin irritations, and 9 more health problems, all backed by scientific evidence and clear recommendations. Watch until the end. Especially if you're tired of pills and looking for an affordable, natural remedy that actually works. Baking soda can quickly relieve heartburn. Do you know that burning sensation in your chest after a meal? Millions of people experience it almost daily, especially after a heavy dinner or a cup of coffee. Heartburn is not just discomfort. It's your body's signal that stomach acid is rising up the esophagus, causing irritation, pain, and even sleeplessness. Now imagine that just half a teaspoon of baking soda can quickly neutralize that acid and provide relief. Baking soda is an alkaline substance. When it reaches the stomach, it reacts with acid, reducing its activity and normalizing pH levels. This helps alleviate the burning sensation in just a few minutes. Research published in the Journal of Gastroenterology shows that baking soda can effectively reduce symptoms of acid reflux when used occasionally. Dissolve a teaspoon of baking soda in a glass of warm water and drink it slowly. It's best to do this no sooner than 1 hour after eating. This solution also helps with bloating and heaviness, especially after consuming fatty foods. Important: do not use this method more than 3 times a week, and be sure to consult a doctor if heartburn occurs regularly. Excessive consumption of baking soda can disrupt the body's acid balance. Now let's talk about another common issue that affects thousands of people: joint pain. This is the kind of pain that makes it difficult to get out of bed in the morning, take a leisurely walk in the park, or simply climb a flight of stairs. These sensations can become particularly tormenting on cold or damp days, where every step feels like a jolt to the body. And that's when baking soda unexpectedly comes to the rescue. Yes, the very one sitting on your kitchen shelf. Why? The thing is, baking soda can affect the inflammatory processes that underlie joint pain. When the acidity level in the body increases, inflammation intensifies. Baking soda helps to balance it out by reducing the strain on the joints. Researchers from the Journal of Immunology have found that baking soda can stimulate the production of anti-inflammatory macrophages, which are specialized immune cells. The result is reduced inflammation and less pain. To use this method, simply dissolve 1 teaspoon of baking soda in a glass of water and drink this solution twice a week, for instance, in the morning on an empty stomach. It's essential to maintain moderation and pay attention to how your body responds. In addition to relieving pain, this approach can help reduce joint stiffness and even improve their mobility. This is particularly beneficial during the aging process when ligaments lose their elasticity. However, it's important to remember that if you have high blood pressure or kidney issues, this method may not be suitable for you. Always consult a doctor before starting any new health support methods. Now, let's discuss a common issue, particularly urinary tract infections. These symptoms are hard to confuse with anything else: a burning sensation during urination, frequent urges, and a feeling of heaviness in the lower abdomen. In older women, these symptoms can occur regularly, and antibiotic treatment doesn't always provide long-lasting relief. In such cases, it's worth considering a simple method that can provide additional support to the body: baking soda. Why does it help? It's all about acidity. When urine is too acidic, bacteria multiply more rapidly. Baking soda, due to its alkaline nature, helps to balance pH levels, creating a less favorable environment for infections. This effect is particularly important during the recovery period after illness, when the body is weakened and recurrent episodes of cystitis seem inevitable. How to use it? Simply dissolve a 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda in a glass of water and drink it once a day, preferably in the morning or between meals. This is a gentle, supportive approach that can be a valuable complement to primary treatment. Research in urology confirms that altering pH levels can speed up recovery and ease the course of the illness. However, it is important to emphasize that baking soda is not a substitute for antibiotics in acute cases. It should be used as an adjunctive treatment and always under a doctor's supervision. An additional bonus is that baking soda can help reduce the burning sensation and irritation, providing relief within just a few hours after application. Now, let's move on to a topic that causes sharp, piercing pain: gout. This form of arthritis is known for its sudden onset. Everything feels fine, and then suddenly it's impossible to touch the big toe. It's hot, swollen, and painful. Gout most often arises from elevated levels of uric acid, which crystallize in the joints, causing inflammation. Once again, baking soda comes to the rescue. Its unique ability to reduce the body's acidity can play a crucial role in the prevention and even relief of gout attacks. By taking a baking soda solution, you can help eliminate uric acid and reduce the inflammatory response in tissues. This effect can be explained simply. Baking soda raises the blood pH level, making it less acidic and preventing the formation of crystals. Medical observations indicate that patients who supplemented their therapy with alkaline solutions reported milder episodes and a reduction in their frequency. For practical use, it is recommended to dissolve 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda in a glass of water and take this solution no more than 3 times a week. It is especially important to do this outside of acute episodes for preventive purposes. In addition to alleviating pain, this approach helps reduce inflammation, improve joint mobility, and even decrease the need for pain relievers. However, be cautious. If you have chronic kidney or cardiovascular diseases, soda may be contraindicated. Be sure to discuss this with your healthcare provider. Now, let's talk about a common issue that many people face: skin irritations. Dryness, redness, itching, and rashes from contact with household chemicals or insect bites can not only cause discomfort, but also disrupt restful sleep and relaxation. But did you know that baking soda can be one of the most accessible ways to relieve these conditions? With its soothing and anti-inflammatory properties, baking soda helps alleviate itching, reduce redness, and speed up healing. The mechanism is simple. Baking soda acts on the skin as a gentle antiseptic and alkaline agent at the same time. This means it can balance the irritated acidic environment of the skin while also suppressing the growth of bacteria. This is especially helpful for irritations caused by sweat, insect bites, or reactions to external irritants. To take advantage of this remedy, simply prepare a paste. Mix 1 teaspoon of baking soda with a small amount of water until it reaches a paste-like consistency, and apply it to the affected area of the skin. After 10 to 15 minutes, rinse off with warm water and gently pat the area dry with a towel. You can repeat this process 1 to 2 times a day until the irritation disappears. For decades, dermatologists have been using baking soda in recipes for homemade baths and masks to treat mild forms of dermatitis and insect bites. This natural remedy is suitable even for people with sensitive skin, as long as it is used in moderation and not applied to damaged or inflamed skin. However, as with any remedy, it's important to exercise caution. Before your first use, conduct a patch test on a small area to ensure there is no individual reaction. The following situation is very familiar, especially during transitional seasons: a scratchy throat, pain when swallowing, and an unpleasant sensation of dryness and burning. It often feels like this all started suddenly. One moment you were feeling fine, and the next you can't speak without irritation. In those moments, you crave instant relief, and baking soda can truly provide that. This time-tested remedy soothes the mucous membranes, reduces inflammation, and helps combat germs. Baking soda works on multiple fronts. First, it alters the pH balance in the mouth and throat, creating a less favorable environment for bacteria and viruses. Secondly, it alleviates dryness and the feeling of tightness. Thirdly, when combined with salt and warm water, it becomes one of the simplest and most effective rinses. To prepare the solution, mix half a teaspoon of baking soda and a quarter teaspoon of salt in a glass of warm water. Gargle with this solution 3 to 4 times a day, especially in the morning and before bed. You may notice relief from throat irritation and a clearer voice after just a few uses. ENT specialists recommend this method as an adjunct treatment, particularly in the early stages of a cold or when dealing with irritation from dry air. It's a natural remedy that can even be used for chronic cases of pharyngitis. However, it's important not to swallow the solution or use it continuously for more than a week. If you experience severe symptoms such as a high fever, pus, or intense pain, be sure to consult a doctor. Now, let's discuss a delicate yet very common issue: bad breath. This is something that is rarely talked about openly, but can significantly impact one's self-confidence. Many people try to combat this issue with gum or mint candies, but more often than not, they simply mask the smell without addressing the underlying cause. In most cases, the culprits are the bacteria that accumulate on the tongue, gums, and between the teeth. This is where baking soda can become your ally, not just to freshen your breath, but to actually tackle the source of the problem. The secret lies in the fact that baking soda has antibacterial properties and also helps regulate the pH balance in the mouth. This makes it effective not only in eliminating odors, but also in addressing the conditions that cause them. The simplest way to use baking soda is as a mouth rinse. Dissolve half a teaspoon in half a glass of warm water and rinse your mouth thoroughly, making sure to cover all areas, including the back of your tongue. Repeat this twice a day, in the morning after waking up and in the evening before bed. Research published in the Journal of Clinical Dentistry has shown that regular rinsing with a baking soda solution reduces the number of odor-causing bacteria and also improves gum health. Additionally, you can occasionally add a pinch of baking soda to your toothpaste before brushing. This will enhance the cleaning effect and help maintain oral health. However, remember, baking soda is a supplement, not a substitute for proper hygiene and regular dental checkups. When using it frequently, it's important not to overdo it to avoid damaging the enamel. Now, let's discuss a common experience that nearly everyone faces: the heaviness in the stomach after eating. This sensation is especially noticeable after a hearty lunch or dinner. feeling as if there's a brick sitting inside, often accompanied by bloating, rumbling, and drowsiness. In older adults, digestion may slow down, and stomach acidity can change, which only exacerbates the issue. Once again, baking soda comes to the rescue. It's a natural, gentle remedy that can alleviate symptoms in just 10 to 15 minutes. Its main property is the ability to neutralize excess acid and promote a more balanced functioning of the stomach. The mechanism is simple. Baking soda reacts with the hydrochloric acid in the stomach, producing water, carbon dioxide, and salt. This not only reduces the burning sensation, but also aids in food digestion, relieving pressure and bloating. To use this method, simply dissolve half a teaspoon of baking soda in a glass of water and slowly drink it 30 to 60 minutes after a meal. The effect is quite quick. You'll notice a reduction in heaviness, as well as less burping and gas. Gastroenterologists emphasize that baking soda can be helpful for occasional overeating, especially if there are no chronic stomach conditions. However, it's important to understand that frequent use may disrupt natural acidity, which could lead to the opposite effect in the long run. Therefore, use this method no more than 12 times a week, and only when you genuinely feel that your digestion needs support. If you frequently experience heaviness, it's better to get checked out to rule out gastritis or other gastrointestinal issues. Now, let's address a topic that is rarely discussed in the context of baking soda: muscle fatigue and decreased endurance. Have you ever experienced a situation where even a short walk leaves your legs feeling tired? Or when after light physical activity, you feel as though you've just run a marathon? As we age, our muscles recover more slowly, and the buildup of lactic acid becomes more noticeable. This is why even a simple workout can lead to a feeling of heaviness in the body. This is where an unexpected ally comes in: baking soda. Baking soda helps neutralize the acid that builds up in the muscles during physical exertion. This gives the body a chance to recover faster and reduce feelings of fatigue. Studies conducted on athletes have shown that taking baking soda before workouts increases endurance and decreases tiredness. How does it work? During physical exertion, lactic acid builds up in the muscles, causing a burning sensation and fatigue. Baking soda, as an alkaline substance, helps the body manage this load by keeping the blood pH more stable. If you want to try this method, start with a cautious dosage. Dissolve a teaspoon of baking soda in water and take it 60 to 90 minutes before your walk or light workout. It's best not to take it on an empty stomach. Try to do so about an hour before your activity, when your stomach isn't empty. An added bonus: many people report that regular use in moderate amounts not only helps with physical fatigue, but also improves overall feelings of vitality. However, be cautious. If you have cardiovascular issues or a tendency toward high blood pressure, it's essential to discuss this method with your doctor. Now, let's move on to a topic that is particularly relevant during this time of year: insect bites. Mosquitoes, gnats, ants, and even some types of beetles can leave behind unpleasant consequences: itching, redness, swelling, and even pain. This sensation is especially pronounced in people with sensitive skin, and as we age, our skin becomes thinner and more sensitive. If you've experienced bites that take a long time to heal and feel the constant urge to scratch the affected area, baking soda can be a simple and accessible solution. Its alkaline nature helps neutralize the substances that insects leave under the skin, which cause itching and inflammation. To relieve the discomfort, just make a paste. Mix 1 teaspoon of baking soda with a few drops of water until it forms a thick consistency. Apply it to the bite area for 10-15 minutes, then gently rinse it off with warm water. Within just a few minutes, you will feel significant relief as the itching subsides and the redness diminishes. This remedy is especially effective for mosquito and gnat bites, as well as mild skin allergic reactions. The skin heals more quickly, and there's less temptation to scratch, which reduces the risk of infection. Dermatologists note that baking soda can be used by both children and elderly individuals, provided there are no open wounds or allergies to the substance itself. Important: avoid applying the paste on damaged or irritated areas of the skin to prevent further irritation. Now let's discuss something that impacts self-confidence just as much as health: your smile. Over time, teeth can lose their whiteness due to stains from coffee, tea, and wine, while enamel may become dull. Many people start considering teeth whitening, but professional treatments can be expensive and may be harsh on sensitive teeth. But there's a gentler and more accessible method: baking soda. This mild abrasive has been used for centuries as a tooth care remedy. It can effectively remove surface plaque without damaging enamel, as long as it's used correctly and with care. The action is simple. The microcrystals of baking soda gently polish the plaque without scratching the tooth surface, while its alkaline nature helps combat bacteria that cause cavities and gum inflammation. This not only improves the color of your teeth, but also enhances the overall condition of your mouth. How to use it. Once a week, add a pinch of baking soda to your regular toothpaste and brush your teeth as usual with gentle circular motions for 2 minutes. After that, rinse your mouth thoroughly with water. Research published in the Journal of Clinical Dentistry has confirmed that using baking soda in moderation helps reduce dental plaque, improves oral hygiene, and can whiten enamel by up to 12 shades without the use of chemicals. An added benefit is that baking soda freshens breath and strengthens gums. However, it's important to remember that overuse can damage enamel, especially with frequent or harsh mechanical application. Just 1 use per week is enough to notice results within 2 to 3 weeks. Now let's talk about a common issue that many people face, especially during hot weather or stressful situations. Unpleasant body odor, particularly from the armpits, can occur even with proper personal hygiene. The problem isn't just sweat. It's the bacteria that thrive on moist skin and break it down. Commercial deodorants and antiperspirants often contain aluminum, alcohol, and synthetic fragrances, which can irritate the skin or trigger allergies. Baking soda is a natural alternative that doesn't just mask odors, but actually eliminates their source. The secret lies in its ability to effectively neutralize the acidity of sweat, creating an environment where bacteria simply cannot survive. It acts as a gentle antiseptic and absorbent at the same time, soaking up moisture and eliminating odors. It's easy to use. Just apply a small amount of baking soda to clean, dry underarms, preferably using a soft brush or your fingers. You can use it in its dry form, or you can mix it with a drop of coconut oil for a gentler effect. Many people note that the results last longer than with regular deodorant, especially if your skin doesn't tend to sweat excessively. Additionally, baking soda doesn't leave stains on clothing and is odorless, which is particularly valuable for those who prefer to avoid scented products. However, it's important to do a sensitivity test first. For individuals with very sensitive skin, baking soda may cause mild irritation if used daily. In this case, it's recommended to alternate or use it in a diluted form. If everything is fine, this can become the simplest and cleanest way to maintain freshness every day. As you may have noticed, baking soda is not just a kitchen helper. It's truly a versatile and affordable tool that can support health for a variety of issues, from heartburn to joint pain, from skin irritation to muscle fatigue. This practice is scientifically supported and can be easily applied at home. However, it's important to remember that baking soda is not a cure-all or a remedy for every ailment. Use it in moderation, keep a close eye on how your body reacts, and definitely consult a doctor if you have any chronic conditions. Have you ever tried using baking soda for health purposes? Share your experiences in the comments. It could help other viewers. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and share this episode with your friends and family. There are many more simple and effective solutions for your well-being ahead.